just saying to your colleagues, you can start getting into the second carriage now, if you like. Will the credentials come in the second carriage or the first carriage? That's good, because... So I think we should probably go down for
That's small.
Your Excellency, Madam Secretary General, my lords, ladies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honour for me as the Vice Marshal and Director of Protocol to welcome you both here to London at the start of your tour of duty. London isn't a new place to you. The UK is not a new place to you because I know that you spent some time in the UK doing your education. And as we like to say to our Indian friends, London is not actually a strange place at all. It's a pleasure always to welcome new heads of mission to London. It's a particular pleasure when you can welcome someone you know to London. Some of you may not know that before I started this job in August 2015, I spent 4.5 years in New Delhi as the Deputy High Commissioner to India and the Chief Operating Officer for the British Government's India Network. So I knew the High Commissioner when he had that very quiet job of Additional Secretary for Pakistan, India and Afghanistan. We always wondered what he did after lunch, actually. I'm not entirely sure. I think it was PAI, wasn't it, at the time? It's also nice to meet other old friends. Srinivas, who came with you to the Palace today, and I worked closely when he was in the Europe West Directorate dealing with the United Kingdom. And there are a number of other colleagues here, Peter Hassan, your guest, who've been friends of mine over the years. Her Majesty talked to you today about the importance of the bilateral relationship. We all know that. It's a very vibrant one. There's been lots of contact. Our Prime Minister and Foreign Secretary have just been there in the last few months. When I was in Delhi for 4.5 years, David Cameron came twice in a year. We had the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall. Last year we had the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. And this year is a very big one for you in your Year of Culture. I know the Queen talked about that as well, and her event at the end of this month to help you launch that. That all relates to the people-to-people contact. The 1.5 million members of the diaspora here make an enormous contribution, far in excess of any other community, to the economic well-being of the UK and its cultural richness. So we thank you very much indeed for that. I know that 2017 will be yet another milestone in the relationship that we've developed. I had a wonderful and enriching time when I was in India for 4.5 years, working very, very closely on those relationships, and I was honoured when one of the first things I did in this job actually was to help welcome Mr. Modi here when he came on his visit at the end of 2015, which has laid the foundation for quite a lot of what we are doing now. So on behalf of the British government and on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen, I would like formally to welcome you to the UK once again, and in accordance with our tradition, I would like to propose a toast to the President and to the people of India. To the President.
People of India. Vice Marshal, Excellencies, Lords, Ladies, General Sandy Carter, Mrs. Carter, Madam Secretary General of the Commonwealth, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my wife and I are very honoured with your presence here this afternoon. It's been a wonderful experience presenting my letters of commission to Her Majesty a short while ago. And fortunately, the weather held, so we went open carriage both ways. And it was wonderful. It's one of those ceremonies that one has read about and has seen on perhaps YouTube, but having participated in one, it was truly an exhilarating experience. We are very happy that a short while after our arrival, we are now fully functional and accredited to the Court of St. James. We've had a tremendous year of activity that has already taken place, and yet more to come. And Her Majesty was, of course, very gracious when she mentioned about the year of culture, the India-UK culture, which starts this year. It actually gets kicked off with a reception by Her Majesty at Buckingham Palace later this month. And I did mention to her that apart from a very senior minister from the government of India, we may have Sachin Tendulkar coming. And her eyes lit up, and she talked about how the English team didn't do that well. And I said, the English team did very well. They were very close matches. And then she, with a twinkle in her eye, she said, I remember Joe Root being given out unfairly. So I said, Mom, perhaps we need neutral umpires and DRS, T20s also. So she had a hearty laugh. But seriously, I've been looking forward to our stay here. I'm reminded, well, being a student of history, I can't but remember that over 400 years ago, Sir Thomas Roe presented his credentials to the Mughal Emperor Jahangir. And that tradition has continued as far as India and the UK goes, obviously more after our independence in 1947. But our relationship is very strong, very vibrant, and we have a cross-cutting sort of ties in economic, commercial activity, political, culture, and of course the very vibrant Indian community here. And Her Majesty was very happy to note about the contribution which she's aware of, but also she asked me about the size of the Indian community in the UK. And she was very happy that we were all working together to ensure that our bilateral relationship, which, as I said, is vibrant and robust, is further strengthened and further enhanced. And I look forward to working with all of you in achieving this common goal of a much stronger relationship between India and the UK, because as we are all aware, that there is immense potential, especially in the economic and commercial field. The UK is the largest G20 investor into India, but Indian companies also invest in the UK and have created 110,000 jobs. So I think it's a win-win situation for both the countries. And I look forward during my tenure here in the United Kingdom to further enhance these very strong ties. With these words, I'd like to propose a toast for the health and prosperity of Her Majesty the Queen and of the friendly people of the United Kingdom. Long live India-UK friendship.
The Queen. The Queen.